Good evening and welcome to News Channel 8. I'm Jerome Ajian, and here's some of the top stories we have for you tonight. The oil refinery in Puerto Rico is out, and the VI helps. A fatal hit and run on St. Thomas, and it's Creole Day. These stories and more are up next on News Channel 8. In our top story tonight, a pedestrian was struck and killed in the area of Hospital Gata on Friday night. The man, whose identity has not yet been released, was hit around 10 p.m. near the Jarvis Elementary School by a vehicle that did not stop. Police urge anyone with information to call 911 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. And in other news, the swine flu vaccination has arrived in our territory. News Channel 8's Wes Small has more.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. We are here at the Sunshine Mall, and we're talking about H1N1 vaccinations. And we're going to go inside now. We understand it's jam-packed. You can see from the parking lot.
Yes.
This pretty young lady here, she's been here for about 3 hours. And how you doing? What's your name?
My name is Celestina Hosford,
Yes.
and I'm here from 7:30 this morning. I get my H1N1 and my seasonal flu shot, and plus my the one for the sugar.
Oh, for your diabetes.
Yeah, I am not diabetic, but you know I'd like
Just to make
test.
sure.
Yeah, so everything is okay.
And who's this here with you? She's for support.
That's my friend, and I just come to get my mind too. So she's telling me about it, and I'm excited
Really?
to, you know.
Okay.
It's not hurting.
It's not hurting, and all you have to do is be patient.
Yeah, just turn your head and let them do the work.
Just turn your head.
Yeah, turn your head.
Well, we're going to go inside and see what we can find.
Oh.
All right, and now we are inside. Of course, I'm with Dr. Cora Christian, wearing many hats, and today representing Virgin Island Medical Institute and Care Force.
And Hovenza.
And
I
Hovenza.
just got permission from Mr. Moorhead to actually represent the CEO. I'm moving on up.
I know you're happy for that. And of course, your favorite organization is here, the AARP.
And AARP, we just had a phenomenal time last week at Life at 50 Plus in Vegas.
Yes.
Phenomenal time. The board voted to support the territories in reference to the exchange, you know, in healthcare reform.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a big step. And so now we're going to be both in the House and in one of the Senate bills. And I know our delegate is very happy that all of these different areas of support are coming. I know we're here to talk about Care Force, but that's a big step. The American Academy of Family Physicians, as well as AARP on the national level, are supporting the territories by asking Congress to ensure that the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico and the territories are included in all of healthcare reform in reference to the exchange and removing the cap for Medicaid. That's phenomenal news.
And that's something you've been asking for and you've been pitching for some time.
And it's not in ink yet, but so don't stop your push. Don't stop your petitioning. Make sure you still stay on top of people until President Obama puts the ink to pen.
There you go. She's beaming. She's got all kinds of things going on.
Yeah.
Doc, back to this now, H1N1. We've all heard what's going on all over the world and internationally and so forth and in the States. Locally, how are we doing with swine flu, first of all?
Well, let me do it in the context of Care Force. We had 3 challenges for Care Force, and I will answer your question. And I know in the news you can't take up the whole news, so you'll be making snippets, but these are the 3 important things. The downturn in the economy made it difficult for us to order all of the vaccine. Hovenza has been phenomenal. Despite all of the challenges that they had, they stepped up and they gave us enough flu shots to make sure that this worked. And then the second challenge came last week. The vendor, the distributor said, we can send you only half your supply because there's a shortage nationally.
Yes.
So, I mean, only up to last week. So although we were in discussions with the health department about H1N1, we also needed now to go to the health department and say, how can you help to make sure that everybody who comes to Care Force gets the seasonal flu shot as well? And the great news is I just spoke with Dr. Thomas. She said, absolutely, everyone can come and get the flu shots. You know, today it's at Sunshine, tomorrow it's at Cannegator, On Thursday, it's going to be at the Sports and Fitness Center in St. Thomas down at UVI, and they'll have both H1 and N1, H1N1 as well as seasonal, and then on Friday at the Lutheran Church out in Tutu and St. Ursula's and St. John. So there'll be enough flu shots for everyone, so come out. Now, in reference to H1N1, the Department of Health, and I'd like you to speak with Dr. Thomas because she can give you the inside of that, but the Department of Health is using this venue, and as you can see, there are hundreds
of people
and this
here.
is slow. Wes, if you were here 2 hours ago, there was no standing room. The whole thing was packed. People were upset with me because there weren't enough seats, and as you see, the seats have now gone around the corner just so that we can accommodate.
Well, people care about their health,
Oh,
and that's good.
listen, I can't thank enough the entire population. This is what we mean by private-public partnership. ARP, of course, always there. United Health Group, they turned around from Vegas. They were in Vegas on Saturday, went home to Minnesota, dropped their bags and came here.
Wonderful.
National representatives. So I hope that when you go in, at least just a snippet, just a soundbite from them.
I'm on my way.
Okay,
We're
great.
going to see Dr. Thomas right now.
And I'm going to take you to see these other folks.
And that fire in Puerto Rico is finally out. We're talking about the huge oil refinery fire in Bayamon. News Channel 8's Wes Small has that story.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. We're at Henry Rawson Airport, and I'm here with Commander Aline, and you and about 9 of your comrades, I understand, sir, from the Air Army Guard,
Air and Army National Guard, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And of course, we're talking about the fire in Bayamon at the petroleum plant, and you went over there to help with the efforts as far as the environment is concerned. And while that fire was going, we understand now that the fire is out.
The fire is out, sir, correct. And we went over there to support. We are the 23rd Weapons of Mass Destruction Civil Support Team of the Virgin Islands Army, with Virgin Islands National Guard, comprised of both Army and Air personnel. And per our governor's directive through our Adjutant General, Major General Rivera, we went to Puerto Rico per their request through their governor and their Adjutant General to assist the 22nd Civil Support Team in monitoring the air and an advisement to their general, which will go to their governor as far as movement of personnel, people sheltering in place, and to ensure that the area was safe, that there was no high levels of VOCs, chemicals in the air, and things of that nature.
Wow. Well, you just said a mouthful there. Let's start. The schools had to be closed, and several areas in the Bayamon area had to be evacuated. Is that right?
That is correct. The areas that we worked in, they were evacuated areas within the Bayamon area, close to the oil refinery, the oil containment area. Fort Buchanan, which was one of our primary areas of responsibility, was evacuated, and actually we set up an ICP, an Incident Command Post, on Fort Buchanan for operations.
Wow. Outstanding work, sir. You should be commended, as well as all of your personnel should be commended. And I know that you can't tell us everything because, of course, you're involved in tactical exercises involving this. But we have a refinery right here on this island, and it's very interesting with Hovenza. God forbid that should ever happen. But it certainly is good news that we have people like yourself qualified to look out for us, sir.
Cool, sir. Army strong.
All right, Army
Cool.
strong.
Cool.
Thank you very much. All right, there you have it. We are at Henry Rawson Airport, where we've just had 10 of our finest go over to help combat that fire and monitor the air quality in Puerto Rico. Fortunately, no one was killed in that explosion, but I can tell you that the FBI are monitoring that situation very closely because it could be a sabotage situation. We all know about the strike and the job action that was in Puerto Rico last week. So it's ironic that that fire happened, but the investigators are watching it closely. But more important, our own went over on a rescue mission, and they came back safe. Congratulations. I'm at Henry Rawson Airport. I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.